My name is Emil, and I'm founder and CEO of Neighbors and our two brands, So Kind and Copenhagen Grooming. And we started Copenhagen Grooming 4 years ago with this awesome product, the Beard Growth Kit. And we started on a global business model selling to, 70 countries. And we did it on a D2C, direct-to-consumer business model. So we were selling directly to the customer. And now we have two brands. We saw how to do the business, and we introduced So Kind 2 years ago. And now we are running two direct-to-consumer brands from this office.
So my name is Sebastian. I'm the e-commerce manager here at Neighbors for both brands, both Copenhagen Grooming and So Kind as well. And I handle all our website management basically.
The business started as a beard company where we're selling beard promoting products with the Beard Growth Kit, and then we launched a couple of products around taking care of your beard. So we were the first 2.5 years, I would say, a beard brand, but we saw that was probably too slim a niche. So we launched a whole skincare line into 3 different categories. One handling bad skin, acne, and so on, and then we have one for older looking men, an anti-age kit, and then we have a glow kit, which is a product line that are more towards a female category, because we have a tinted moisturizer and we have a glow serum that will add a little bit of tan to your skin. And then recently, a month ago, we launched the hair growth kit. So we took the same technology from the Beard Growth Kit and did some tweaks, and then we launched it for hair growth. We are running the brand quite similar. So that's why we are 17 people in Neighbors now, and we can handle two brands because it's quite similar in the operation.
E-commerce has been everything for us for the past many years, but for Copenhagen Grooming and So Kind for the entire lifespan as well. So
and I think it's a very good way of moving your business to start online, because then you can prove your products, your business model, and you get a lot of data that you can use in the more physical space. So if we know exactly our target group, geographics and all that, so it's easy for us to go to a big retailer here in Denmark or in the US, whatever, and let them know our numbers. So if we bring 100 people into our website, 3 of them will leave with the product, and I know that their conversion rate are hopefully better than ours because it's a physical job. But in terms of selling our product into a retail store, it's easier when you have the data and you have proved your business case.
Yeah, for sure. I think the biggest thing, like you said, we're now around 17 people and we are running 2 brands. So it's super important that everyone can spend as much time as possible on stuff that matters the most. Otherwise, you're not able to both maintain what you already have, but also develop for the future. So automating a lot of the more, administrative stuff really helps with that. I mean, a big part of it is having kind of a one-stop solution, so to speak. You can handle everything from the same platform. We have a lot of teams that needs to have access to the same things, customer service, accounting, warehouse, supply chain. They all need to be able to access all those functions. So rather than them having to go to 4 different platforms to either take care of accounting or take care of warehousing, it's a big upside to have one solution that kind of handles all of it.
Yeah, and when we started Copenhagen Grooming, we tapped into a fully automated system where the warehouse was there, the tech department was there, the finance setup was there, so it was super easy for us focus on what we do best, the creative part, the marketing part, and the product development part. So it was super important just to do a check mark and say, okay, we all the operation, let's call it a back-end part of the business, are handled in a way.
Yeah. I would imagine if you come into a system like Odoo as a startup, it's easier. I mean, we've seen that as your business grows, your entire operations becomes more intricate, more complex. And I would say the sooner you kind of commit to a backend system like Odoo, the easier it will be in the future to grow that setup rather than building something somewhere else and having to shift all of that over. You guys had worked on a company that's somehow familiar to us, and obviously know how they operate, both within warehousing, but in all parts of the buying process. And since we operate in a very similar way, it's very comforting to know that we don't have to teach you guys or explain to you guys how this stuff will work, or you don't have to necessarily learn it all over again, but you already had the, so to speak, foundation for the basics of how our business operates, at least. Payment providers are the most important thing, because obviously not only working from Denmark, but I guess in any given market, you have specific payment providers that a lot of people use. In Denmark we have MobilePay, and obviously we need you guys to be able to handle that as a payment solution for our customers. So given the fact that you already had that stuff down, definitely made the process easier for us.
It's super nice to have the communication directly with you now, because we feel we are part of the process, and we're not forced to go through another tech department. So if we have any questions or problems, we can go directly.
There's definitely been a lot of positive feedback, especially from our customer service department, because they spent a lot of time in Odoo, and before, if something didn't work or a function wasn't where it was supposed to be, it would take a while to have it fixed. But for sure, since we moved and spoke directly to you guys, that process has been much faster, and it makes their job a lot easier, and I think they're probably the ones who appreciate it the most, because of course stuff will go wrong. But the important thing is that when it does, it's easy to fix, and also the fact that, like you said, if you need a customized solution, it's always something we can discuss and come up with the best possible solution that fits our specific need. So I would say those are three important things for us, at least, and something that you guys have been able to accommodate.
I believe the energy and how we communicate on Slack is very effective. So I think that's nice, and your colleagues on the team are super friendly and ready to help. 24 hours. So
it's a good point, because sometimes communicating through emails can be a long process, or it feels like there's not really a fast momentum when you have things that needs to get done. So the fact that we can chat to you guys as if you were sitting from on the other side of the desk is a big upside as well, for sure. The worst thing is feeling like something just isn't moving and you have the feeling that no one's looking into it. So like you said, it doesn't have to be physically or geographically close to each other, but the communication in that sense has to be close. You need to know when like something is happening, or we are looking into it, and updates and so on. I think that's very important.